Good morning, good stuff family. Here we are at Friday again. And Fridays now for us mean that we're going to bring you the best part of waking up. This is our season 1, episode 2. Woohoo! It's a good start. It's a good start. Our first one was last Friday. If you were watching, we were live on location at a place they call Heaven, an Airbnb that feels like heaven in mid-Missouri. But today, we thought for our second one, some of the people who watch us regularly, as Tina O'Neill pops up right now, were saying, you know what, maybe you should remind us who Travie, my special guest Travie, is. So I don't see him in there yet, actually. I'm gonna call him. Here we go. Call Travie.
Calling Travie.
One moment, please. Because we both are admins on this page, so it's confusing if he's supposed to be in or out. Hey, can you click on the link that I sent you in your text?
Yes.
Okay, and we're going to invite you right in. We're in. We're live now. No pressure. Okay, bye. Hot too. Okay. So anyway, so this is we of course bring you our spotlights on good stuff family people all the time here, but we're starting an official every single Friday. People were looking forward to it when we used to do it every other Friday, and we found that out, which was super encouraging. And so now every Friday we're going to come to you and we are going to bring you uplifting, encouraging news, but it's real, like very real, like through the eyes of Travie and I. So I see he's backstage right now. We have been friends for 32 years, and we're going to reintroduce ourselves quickly at the top of this for anyone who hasn't been listening until now. Good morning, Kelly and Tina. So the cool thing about this technology live stream is you can have someone backstage, and parents, you might be interested in this actually, because what happens is Travie's backstage. You can hear me now, right, Trav? You could hear me? Yeah, oh, he can hear me. And you could see me, right, Trav? Yeah. But we can't hear him until we say so. How is it a gorgeous day in Jeff City, Trav? See? Can't hear him or see him. And it occurs to me this morning that some people probably wish I came with that technology, like you could turn it on and off. But without further ado, welcome, would you please, to the best part of waking up is waking up.
No one's listening. It's like no one's listening.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, there you are. I've been talking the whole time. I said some really good deep stuff. Did you get them all?
I'm sure you did. Your mouth is open. It's good.
Hopefully it was just what everyone needed to hear this morning. There's no way I could recreate it. It was spontaneous. Yeah. And I just really think it was a blessing to everyone this morning. So you're welcome.
Good. This is a good point. We don't want to shut people off. They very well may have something valuable to say, but I know you probably wish I came with that technology too sometimes when I catch you going. I'm sorry, what? Yeah,
Never.
Good answer.
I always want your mic on and your camera on.
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Maybe that's a good lesson. Make sure the world sees your camera's on and your mic's on, and make sure your message is good, that the words of my mouth would be pleasing to your heart, I think is the Psalms or something like that.
And Dawn, you always say, please make sure the camera is on me at all times. So that's kind of what I'm saying too about you.
I don't. He's a pot stirrer, and I love that about him. But
no, she doesn't say that, because normally what she says is, no way, Jose, I am not FaceTiming you right now. I just woke up in the morning or whatever. So, I think it would be pleasing any hour of the day, but she's more selective about that.
Please don't stop. Don't stop. You'll hear, you said Jose, my nephew goes, no way, Jose, when he was little. No way, Jose. All right, so we do the first couple minutes just to kind of let people filter in. Good morning, Jan. Jackie, Kelly, and Tina O'Neill are in. All of our inner circle, Good Stuff family. Those are
Oh
just
yeah.
the people weighing in. We have a lot more people watching than weighing in. So if you're watching, would you just give us a shout out, even a hi, and then we can see, who actually is watching. Again, season 1, episode 2. Travi, woo! Off to a good start of the best part of waking up. You want to tell them quickly how we came up with that name a week ago today?
Yeah. First of all, I really kind of feel important right now because I think everybody watching is of the generation to remember Nightline. So I feel like I'm on Nightline. I don't think I've ever been in a split screen before. So I feel really important, and I hope that you won't turn into like Ted Koppel or Mike Wallace on me and start grilling me about, the public demands answers from you.
No
So, but anyway,
guarantees.
but yes, we were at an Airbnb last week here in Missouri, and so I said to them, I texted them beforehand and said, "Do you have a Keurig machine?" And they said, "No, but we do have a regular coffee pot, and we have Folgers in the place." And so we said, "Oh, okay. Well, we'll try to remember how to use a coffee pot because we're both spoiled with the one touch Keurig button, and then we'll." We'll use Folgers, which I know it sounds really haughty, but it's like, normally drink something different than that. But it reminded us of the old commercial, and I think everyone here this morning was born long ago to enough to remember the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. So we started saying that, and then we said, what if that was the name of our show, the best part of waking up? So here we are.
Yeah, and we say the best part of waking up is waking up, because we're always about gratitude. The Good Stuff family rooted in patience, humility, and gratitude. And so that's how we got the name. And today we thought, if you saw, what I wrote in the, kind of in the thumbnail thing, I'm just going to remind you that today, this is what we said. We said, gratitude for the opportunity to take the next best step towards all God has for us. In this episode, through the years is what we're calling it, Travis Ford and I share 32 years of friendship and lessons learned through career changes. Like Forrest Gump said, where they going, where they been. We've been a lot of places, actually. And we explain what I call the slingshot effect. Gina Salvatore very well may have coined that. I can't remember if I got it from her. We kind of came up with it, but it's a great analogy. The slingshot effect that's happening in both of our lives, Travi and I. So you want to give a quick kind of overview of how we went to journalism school together at the University of Missouri. That's where we were best friends in journalism school. And then we started our careers. And give them your background quickly, and then I'll give them mine.
Yes. Okay. First, I'm going to explain two things, and that is what I have on. I wore this purposely today because part of what we're going to talk about is how the good stuff falls in your lap when you're least expecting it. And that was true of lots of different things, like Dawn and I reconnecting a few months ago. And it was true of the career paths that we're both going to tell you about. And it was also true of one of my favorite hats and one of my favorite shirts. So my cousin, who lives in Jacksonville, Florida, was wearing this Catlin, I can't even remember what it says, truck accessories, right? That's how
Right.
I don't, no idea what it is. It's a trucking supply store in Jacksonville, Florida. And he had it on, and he and I both have huge heads. We're from my mother's side of the family. And I said, "Can I try that on?" And I said, "Oh man, this is the most comfortable hat I've ever had on." And he goes, "Take it." And he has a shaved head. He's always been completely shaved bald since he was like 22, just I think for convenience. And so it fit him and it fit me perfectly. So I love wearing this hat. And Mr. Catlin or Mrs. Catlin or whoever you are, I wish you luck in Jacksonville, and maybe we can help you out a little bit this morning. So I wore that for that reason. And then Dawn actually gave me this one. It says Haynick Auto. And this is a guy who used to work on your old car. Is that correct, Donnie?
Yeah, the car's gone, and he's still and very much in the front of our brain because this is your favorite shirt. He just tossed it to me, and I think he had no idea like how much that shirt was going to be loved. It was a little big on me. It fits you like a glove. It ends up being your favorite freebie promo shirt.
Yeah. And when you're me and when Dawn Kendrick tells you that looks great on you, you wear it as much as possible. So this is Hey Nick Auto, and the guy's name is Ichabod Haynick, correct? The owner? In
Yeah,
Cleveland?
Ichabod.
Okay. No, what is his name? I forget. Phil?
It's not Haynick. That's not their last name. Oh, now you put me on the spot. I'll find
No,
it.
I thought the guy's name was
No, it
Phil.
is Haynick is the name of the shop, but
Okay.
his name is not Haynick. One moment, please. Do you want to here.
Somebody may know it
It
there.
is.
It's a
Oh yeah,
Cleveland
it's Pete. It's Pete. Final answer. His name is Pete. Pete
Pete.
Ludke.
Okay.
We
Oh,
haven't spoken
got
in
it.
a
Okay.
while, but how about that? Hi, Pete. I'm sure he's not watching, but we'll make sure we send it to him.
Hi, Pete. Your swag lives on. I love it. It fits great. It's comfortable. I keep it in the car at all times in case I go somewhere and I'm cool. So cold. So anyway, these two things just fell in my lap. Wasn't looking for a hat. Wasn't looking for a quarter zip, and I discovered that I love quarter zips. It's super comfortable and easy to take on and off, and I can wear it over a collared shirt, like at the office. It looks nice, to walk around the office if it's too cold in there. And we got the air conditioning fixed this year, so it was cold all summer. But Donnie and I went to journalism school together at the University of Missouri in Columbia, which is 30 minutes from where I'm sitting today. I'm in Jefferson City, which is the state capital, and the college town is 30 minutes up the road. Best journalism school in the country, in our opinion, because there are lots of good ones out there, but this one actually owns a commercial TV station and a radio station and a commercial newspaper. So it's not like the college cable access station or the college campus radio station. It's a real station like the NBC affiliate. So we come on after. Back in the day, I guess it was whatever ER and Law and Order was on and all that stuff. So it's big time, and you actually go on the air and you do the news and you shoot stories and you go out and you report. So it's like a laboratory, it's like by the time you graduate and you get your first job, you're really looking for your second job because you already have experience at a real TV or radio station or newspaper. So we loved it.
Actually had a job before he graduated. What a dynamo he is at the CBS affiliate, not far down the road. Before he even graduated, he had it shored up.
Yeah, I had a light load my second semester, and the CBS station here in Jefferson City had posted an opening for a full-time photographer. And even though we had done all this on-air work, I love shooting video, so I applied for it and got it. But Donnie and I partnered up on a lot of stories. I would go out with her and shoot for her. She would shoot for me. We would help each other kind of learn the business and give each other tips. Like when we were on the air, we'd say, maybe you could phrase it this way or whatever. And in the meantime, we had a blast. We always laughed. And she was just, a great friend. And everybody watching here knows Donnie really well and how fun she is and full of energy. And she was always that way. So
should you take a quick minute for the Maxie story or no?
Okay. So Dawn, this won't surprise you. Dawn fell in love with this old man in mid-Missouri who was a beekeeper, to the point that she went out to his farm to shoot, or his bee, whatever it is, aviary. I don't know. But she went out there.
A bee hatchery. I just made that up. I don't know.
A bee hatchery.
Craig Oliver was his name, and I loved him. Oh, good guy.
Important for everyone to know Craig Oliver is his name. God rest his soul, I assume. This was 30 plus years ago. And he was, I don't know, in his 70s at the time, probably. So
I think older.
So Dawn goes out, and to the point that she of course falls in love with him, learns his story, learns his family, gets invited to Thanksgiving dinner, I'm sure, all that. And I'm sure they said, oh, we have a whole penthouse apartment up on the second floor. You're welcome to stay there for free as long as you want. Because that's just how Donnie rolls. People just invite her and want to give her things. But so she says, hey, Travie, will you come shoot? She called me Travie back then. Will you come shoot this story with me? Be my photographer. And I said, sure. So we go to interview Craig, or I guess she had already done the interviews with Craig. But then she says, Craig has an avid customer, a happy customer he wants us to interview. And whenever you're doing stories like that, it's good not only to interview the beekeeper, but interview the people that the beekeeper brings honey to and are happy customers and all that, just like a good news reporter would. So he goes, oh yeah, I got this lady named Maxie, and she's 102, and she's been buying my honey forever. So Donnie and I go to Maxie's house, and she goes, Travis, Maxie is 102. All right. So this lady, oh, she's so darn cute. You're not going to believe it. And Craig is the greatest guy. He's a dynamo. And he's, I don't know if you said dynamo back then, but, just falls in love.
My favorite word now.
Falls in love with these great people she meets. No surprise to the people listening, I'm sure. I'm making this way too long.
Yes, please.
We get to Maxie's house.
And it's long if I'm telling you to wrap it up, but I love it. I could hear it every
knock
day.
on the door. Maxie can't hear, of course, because she's 102. So Craig's going through the house going, Maxie, Maxie. So we finally find her. And I said to Dawn, are you sure she's only 102?
And I'm thinking, I hope she's not dead.
I know,
this would
right?
Be terrible.
So she sits down in her recliner like this, and so Dawn sets up I set up the camera. Dawn sits in front of her, and she has big, really, really thick glasses on because she's 102. Who wouldn't? And so Dawn sits her down. We start rolling, and Dawn goes, "Okay, Maxie, tell us about. I understand you really like Craig's honey. Tell us about his honey." And she goes, eh. And Dawn goes, "The honey, Craig's honey. Tell us about why do you like his honey?" And she goes, eh. And she goes, "The honey! Tell us about Craig's honey. Why do you like the honey? I understand you like the honey." She goes, "The what? The honey?" She goes, "Yes, Craig's honey. Craig's honey from his bees." She goes, "Honey? No, I don't care too much for honey." So the whole point of the interview. And so Dawn, of course, perfect Dawn form goes, "Oh, for God's sake." And I don't remember what happened after that. But that was.
I don't care too much for honey. Oh, for God's sake. Right. So some things fall right in your lap. Some things don't exactly work out as we plan. And it really is a perfect setup because from journalism school, Travis didn't stay long in broadcast news because you guys, and maybe people like this, maybe you are like this, maybe you're trying to be like this. He can constantly reinvent himself, but it's not easy. Sometimes it's painful. And so you went on from there to do what? From reporting on news stations.
It's a nice way of saying he has no direction in his life and he keeps looking desperately for something else to do. But no, I was on the air for about 3 years, and then I got in a big argument with my boss over whether I should have to pay for a cell phone call I had made, because back then cell phone calls were expensive. And he got really mad at me. And about a month later, he came to me and he goes, "I want to move you into sales." And I said, "Sales? I'm a reporter. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "The way you argued with me over that cell phone bill, you'll be perfect for this. You're persistent, you're obnoxious, you're outgoing, you're fun, go." So they sent me to Madison, Wisconsin to go sell for our company. And by this point, I had already had maybe 2 or 3 broadcast jobs where they called me and said, "Do you want to come over here and work here?" Mm-hmm. So they all fell in my lap. Again, just like this sales thing fell in my lap. I learned I love sales. I love customers. I love going out and calling on people in a professional setting. I was really good.
What was your title then, Travis? What was your title then?
Well, in the radio business, you have affiliates, like in TV too. Like you're the NBC affiliate of a network or the ABC affiliate. In radio, you have affiliates. So we had all these radio stations that carried our programs. So my job was to go sell the radio stations and try to get them to carry our programs. So they were affiliates. So my job was affiliate relations.
What was your title?
Affiliate relations. So my job was to get them on board and keep them happy. And so then eventually I got, promoted into management. And by the way, every time someone called and said, "We want you to do this other job," I said, "Nah, I'm happy where I am." And they said, "No, trust me, you'll like it. You'll be good at it. It's more money, blah, blah, blah." So I always agreed. And that happened several more times. I then went to work for the state attorney general's office because things kind of went south where I was before. It wasn't a good fit for me anymore. So I went to the attorney general's office because the guy over there called me and said, "I have a great idea for you. Why don't you do this job?" I said, "I don't know how to do that. I don't even know what that is." He said, "Trust me, you'll be good at it." And then what I do now, there was a guy I worked with at this agency. He was my financial planner, and he came to me and he said, "Why don't you come work for us?" That was 10 years ago. "Come do what I do, and I think you'll be really good at it, and I think you'll really like it. It's a great business. It's fun. You make good money, all that." So I said, okay. So that's where I've been ever since. And I applied for that first job in college, got it, and then never applied for anything after that. I'm sorry.
Along the way, there were jobs you thought you could get that you didn't get to.
Right. So what I mean to say is I applied for lots of stuff after that, didn't get any of them. And so what I had in a vision for myself is not at all what other people saw for me. So after college, after that first job, I never got a job I applied for, and I never applied for a job I got. Everything, whenever it seemed like whenever I reached out for something, it didn't happen. So eventually I said, forget it. I'm just going to wait for things to fall in my lap. So that's how it worked for me career wise. And, it was really frustrating because I thought I'm trying to set these goals and set direction for my life and pursue things, and nothing I pursued was happening. And the only good things that happened to me were stuff that fell in my lap.
Yeah. And those were we call them really, God, really, when we think we know.
And I should
And
say,
then we go,
they were all good jobs. I mean, they were all really good fit for me. So people around me had a better idea of what was a fit for me than I did. So that was
exactly. And they
also
cheerleaded you on. Your mentors cheerleading. When you said, how is this going to work? You were frustrated. You didn't see how this now he's a partner. I've seen him in action, like these clients, their family and their friends. And so you found your niche. It wasn't easy. You had tons of questions about when is it going to work, and you kept taking the next best step. And that's essentially what I did as well. When I started out, I went to Lafayette, Indiana, to the CBS affiliate there. My mom and I loaded up pretty much everything I had in a Dodge Aries. We had I was going to say CDs. It was probably tapes. It was probably tapes that we were singing along.
It was probably that Susie Boggess cassette we used to listen to.
You remembered that from college.
Oh yeah.
But and then we got the bed and everything else when we got there. But my first job, grinding. And then you called from Columbia, Missouri, KMIZ, said there's an anchor position open. So I did. I sent a tape, back in the day it was tape, got that job. So we worked together for a quick stint before you were on to your next thing.
This is 1995, Dawn's second job.
It would be my second job then. Yeah. Lafayette and it was fantastic to come back to Columbia, my roots from college, but then I could also be home in 2 hours down the highway to St. Louis. So it was a dream. But again, had you not called, I probably would never have known about the opening. Okay. So then I end up anchoring there, the 6 and the 10, but I kept driving home on the weekends to drop off tapes to affiliates there saying, hi, like the eager beaver, only 4 years out of journalism school. And I could tell they're like, it's so good to see you again. She's so persistent. Bless her heart. Toss the tape. I'm sure of it.
Isn't she cute? Isn't she sweet?
Bless her heart. Well, then what happened was they needed some holiday relief at the ABC affiliate there. And they called and said, could you work some weekends? So I worked 7-day weeks for a few months, would end the 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock news on a Friday night, drive to St. Louis, be on the dayside shift Saturday and Sunday, and come back for the nightside shift on Monday, but was happy to do it. And then what happened was when a position opened up, then I became a reporter there. So I'm back home with my family. They closed the whole newsroom down. Anyone listening from St. Louis, if you've lived there a while, you'll remember it was a big deal. It was right after 9/11, unheard of. I mean, it's a market like 21, I think it was. It's a decent sized market, St. Louis, and the ABC affiliate newsroom wiped out, closed, done.
Yeah. What network affiliate in a major market has no news department?
Exactly.
Unheard
I was like, again, really, God? Really? I'm sorry. What? So we're all kind of, I had just renewed a contract that had an out in it. I didn't understand why this one had out in it. I didn't want to sign it. My dad said, don't you do that. It was if you're fired without cause. Well, now we know what that meant, fired without cause. If we say, oh, I don't know, close the whole newsroom down. So again, and then someone broke into my car the last night on the air and stole my whole attaché bag, or, that leather bag with all my resume tapes that I had to spend all night, several nights in this home stretch dubbing. And they bashed the window out. And I was like, really, God? Give me a break, right? And my grandma was sorting through the next day. We were looking in dumpsters thinking they may have thrown it away because it wasn't valuable to them. My one friend on the radio there, he said, he went on the air and said, if anyone sees a homeless person who got a job at any of the affiliates here, it's because his son's resume. And I was like, it's not funny, you jerk.
It's because they looked at their tape and said, wow, this homeless person is really good looking and articulate. We got to hire him.
Right.
Well, they really are good with their makeup.
His name is McGraw-Millhaven, and I remember going, that's not funny, jerk. And let me just say that in college, I would say, oh, Travi, you're not a jerk. When I'd say someone is, that's why we have his name up there. But,
and we never dated in college, and
nope.
And it was always because Donnie was one of the beautiful people and always had boyfriends. And so she had this one boyfriend. She would say, he's such a jerk. And then she would say to me, oh, Travi, you're not a jerk. So that became a running joke for 30 years.
Yes. And little did I know that you are like a godsend, and we compliment each other. And that's what the underlying thing is, you take the next best step and you look for the compliments instead of struggling to be completed by a job or by a person. That's what I've learned. So we go from that, really, God. And then this news director from Cleveland, Ohio, never been. I know it's up. I know it's cold. Is a brand new news director, is starting a brand new, was 19 Action News. And I was going to be like one of the very first hires. And she had a tape from a consulting company that I'd forgot I had even given like a year or more before. And so I went, and that was 21 years ago, because in the 8 years ago, the news director at the NBC affiliate here called and said, do you not have a contract right now? And I said, I really don't. They haven't renewed it yet. And so then I ended up at the NBC affiliate. So again, the whole 21 years I was here, I have been always looking back at St. Louis and stuff, but the two jobs that I loved so much and still to this day say are a blessing came to me, if I could say that so humbly, because I wasn't expecting it. But yet in my day-to-day life now, when I'm expecting something I think is to be, I have to stop myself and say, oh, God, I'm so sorry. You've already proven to me that you know the way. So then when the contract wasn't renewed at Channel 3, what did I say? Really, God, really? But I felt like he just moved me right out of my own way. It was hard for so many reasons, but all right, let's go. Let's go. I love telling the good stuff stories, and then here we are today. So we would call that the slingshot effect. That's what we want to share with anyone listening today.
You get pulled down, right? And then shot back up?
Yeah, and it's like, sorry, we're closing the whole newsroom down. Someone's going to break into your car and steal everything that would help you get a job, right? And then right to Cleveland, okay? And so, and now in this case, in the years since the contract hasn't been renewed, we have so many people who get what we're trying to do, and we know that these types of stories that we tell them all day long. Again, this is every Friday, but we do the personality profiles throughout the week, and we know these are stories that people are craving. So we go pulled back, contract not renewed, pulled back. Mom has dementia in St. Louis, pulled back, several things. And now it feels like I'm moving back to St. Louis, and it feels like we have investors interested in what we're doing. They believe in what we're doing, and we have huge momentum. And I don't feel fully yet that this phase of the slingshot has taken off, but we know, and it's painful while he's crafting, while he's, creating his masterpiece. And you take a breath, you take a breath, and then, Doug, you need your computer? The laptop?
Yep. Okay,
it's right there. There's a big fundraiser coming up, my friends. Here, Dougie, let's put Dougie on air.
No, I'm a mess.
Yes, look up. Trevi says hi, Dougie. Yeah, his bad head. Looks like
Dougie, come on over. Show us what you got, Dougie.
He's already out.
Okay.
It looks like somebody had a visit from the hair fairy. Remember, what was that? Meet the Parents. Anyway, so I hope that you can use that story. Everyone has a story. You all, I'm looking at the list of people. I know your stories, and we're going to tell them the way they deserve to be told. But that's the ammunition we go into this weekend and into the rest of our lives with, that we hope we can share with you, to just be aware of the slingshot effect. That always setbacks in our mind are not always setbacks. It's cliche to say that they're setups, but it's true. just think about it, how much further it's going to go. So that's what we wanted to share. We are out of time for the 30 minutes. We had some other things to usually read the Jesus Always and the Abide app. I'm going to go ahead in the comments once this is finished. I will post in the comments a link to the Abide app. It's free unless you're for the basic plan. Travi and I love it. Today it was about be still and know that I'm God and rest on Sunday. We have a big weekend coming up. Rise, O Kids, kicking it for a cure. I'll put the link in the comments as well for that. There are like 10 tickets left for tomorrow night. If you guys could help us, that's only 5 couples. Oh my gosh, it would be so great. And it's a busy weekend, but on Sunday, I plan to rest. And it's hard sometimes. Be still and know I'm God, but not too still. You better move your, you better move it. You better move it. You better get, and just keep taking the next best step. That's what we do. And that's what I know because all the stories over
Hey, Donnie,
here.
can you, before we go, there should be little overlay photos on your screen. Can you see those?
Yeah.
And
Yes. You went to all, this is also, Travi fills in everything that I don't know how to do. Oh, good. Let's show them really quick. 1, 2, good way to wrap up.
my skill is fixing things and technology, and Donnie's skill is knowing how to behave in polite company. So together we got it all covered. And so hit that overlay. There you go. So yeah, there you go. There's Donnie and me, Donnie and I in 1992.
Travi, move your head in since we don't have high production value. There we go.
Right when I
The other
graduated from college.
So we only see the picture.
That is us from 1992. Isn't that awesome? And so we were good friends back then. And then here's one from today
in Columbia, Missouri. And then here's today.
We have one at Joe's Diner, Joe's Deli. What's it called? Of us eating.
Joe's Deli.
Cleveland, Ohio. Can you see the pie in the shot? We always loved eating pie together back in college. Dawn still.
I cut the pie out so that we didn't have to talk about the piece of pie that was right in front of us.
Oh, Dawn. Okay, she cropped the pie out, but we're holding a piece of chocolate cream pie, which was really good. Even at 8 in the morning, it was after one of these. It was one of these episodes, right after one of these, actually, and then that's why we're kind of dressed up at 8 in the morning, and then. Dawn and people used to tell me I look like Johnny from the Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
So I took that picture of me and Dawn from 92. And remember Johnny, the bully from the Karate Kid? So let's go. There we go. So there's that picture of me in 92. And Johnny, and I put a black headband on. So these are some funny old pictures. And then finally, put that iceberg up, Donnie.
Okay.
I love this. So as you're going through your journey, and it's difficult, and you wonder if you're ever going to get there, and you look around and you see everybody else is successful, and which is not true, by the way, but you look around and you see successful people who seem to have it all together, and I've gotten to the point where I'm on the other end of the slingshot now, that I'm kind of over the hump, and the hard work was killer, and anxiety and all that, but I've done well now, but so the success is what you see, but here's what you don't see. You always hear the stories about Thomas Edison tried 120 things before the light bulb finally worked and all that. You don't hear about that. You just hear about he invented the light bulb. But hard work, persistence, late nights, rejection. Oh God, rejection. Business plans not getting, potential sales prospects not coming through, jobs you apply for not happening. This happens to everybody, and we need to know that so we understand there's not something wrong with us. We're normal. Sacrifices, discipline, criticism, doubts. Oh God, doubts were just crippling to me, like self-doubt, didn't believe in myself, failure, risks. But the self-doubt and the lack of confidence, and do I really belong? Am I ever going to make it in this business? That was just crippling to me. And I said to my guy who had recruited me one time, I said, when is this great business that I keep hearing about going to happen? It's just like taking forever. And he would just smile and go, just you wait. Just you wait. As long as you put your head down and work and don't give up. Somebody else told me the most important thing you can do is hold your breath and not give up, and it will come together. So there you go. I love that.
You guys, you have any wonder why he has been like family for so many years, and all the things that have come in the last 4 years. that I didn't see coming. Sometimes he drops opportunities and people right in your path. The very home I'm sitting in, Mindy and Dudley have been like family. All of these people on the comments, I love like family. And now Travi and I to reconnect at a place where he can so help me. He's been there, done that. He's a technology guru, and I think he's so smart. And I'm just grateful every day. I'm like, thank you, God. Thank you, God. And we complement each other, don't we, Travi?
Yeah. She'll say, what's that Einstein thing? E equals MC squared. Oh my God, you're so smart. Oh, you're so smart.
He's so smart.
Nothing to do with brains. It's just something I remember from a book or whatever.
He's smart in all the ways that I'm not. Again, a perfect compliment we are. So we're glad that you took the time to spend it with us. We love doing these. We're going to be doing them every Friday, called The Best Part of Waking Up is Waking Up. You can bring your Folgers coffee or any other coffee you'd like. Since we're already over, I'm going to go out on a limb because I took a peek at what Bob Hostetler sends us. We try to do the daily Jesus Always in these, and it's so perfect to wrap it up. I'm going to go ahead. I know people are probably leaving to get busy on their day, but here it is, October 7th. Ever-present Jesus, I long to give myself fully to the adventure of today. Hello. What did we just talk about? We just talked about that, like taking the next best step as an adventure up to the top of the mountain, right? I want to walk boldly along the path of life, relying on you, my ever-present companion. I have every reason to be confident, write that word down, because your presence accompanies me all the days of my life and onward into eternity. I'm sorry, my dear sister friend Mindy is crawling on the floor.
Oh, I'm just looking for
Oh,
the
sorry,
computer. No,
the computer. I told you how they left. Mindy, could you just
Mindy,
peek in here?
Mindy,
Come
seriously.
on, Travi wants to say hi. Quick, we're over.
Mindy, do
This
you
is-
mind?
It's
It's
not about
Jesus.
what the outside. It's
Jesus.
the beautiful soul sister that just woke up. Look at her.
It's-
Who wakes up like that? Okay.
Oh, she did her hair already this morning. Wow, looks good.
No, that's how she wakes up.
No.
Beautiful on the inside and the outside.
We hate
Literally,
her.
she just woke up. And
Travi, what do
well,
you
no,
need
she's been
from
up
me?
for a
What do you
couple
need
hours.
from me that you're sucking up to me?
What do you? This is Jesus Listens time. Don't be crawling around on the floor distracting the host.
Literally, she's trying to not disturb
the
us.
computer charger.
So
because
irreverent.
they have that big event tomorrow that we're doing. I'm going to put it in the comments. We have 10 tickets left. It's only 5 couples. Let's do it. It's huge fun. It's huge fun, and it's for the Rizo kids, for our Jakey and Jordan and the Rizo family worldwide.
You could have well, you're on the computer. You could have showed the room of just all the generous donators.
We have so
It's
many baskets. At 1 o'clock today, we're going to start bringing them all. How many? I mean, I can't even count.
I don't know. It's filled.
And again, it's family.
And John's car is filled.
The car's already.
Jimmy and Harvey came over and
that
did
heavy
the
stuff.
For him.
So again,
Yeah.
we're going to see tomorrow night. Again, busy weekend.
Yeah, you're going to be live on the Good
We're
Stuff
going to be
page
going
and
live
Life Lessons
on
page.
Life Lessons with Jake and Jordan and the Good Stuff. Thank you. Yes, we'll be live on the YouTube page as well as our Facebook pages. And this is a family that's not blood. We talked about that earlier as well. The people who are blessings in your lives. So I love that we can just roll with this. It is almost 8:40, but we left off about your presence accompanies me all the days of my life and onward into eternity. Help me not to give into fear or worry. Hello, write that down. Talking to myself here. Those robbers of abundant living. Teach me to trust you enough to face problems as they come. My natural tendency is to anticipate and prepare for trouble in a vain attempt to stay in control. Again, that word, to be in control. Like, I told you, God, I thought it's going to be this way. But you have been showing me that if I fix my eyes on you hearing this, Travi? If I fix my eyes on you, it couldn't be more perfect, this reading out of 365 devotions of the day. That it's today, I feel like reaffirming what we were hoping to share. Fix my eyes on you, the author and the perfecter of my faith. Many obstacles on the road ahead will vanish before I even reach them. The author, we're writers. You and I are writers. We can't even script our own story.
Stuff that's going to fall in our lap that we don't see coming. And we didn't read that beforehand. That's today's message. And it just flows right into what we were talking about.
Because Bob Hostetler sends them every morning. That's his ministry. And we look forward to him. And the last paragraph says, whenever I start to feel afraid, Please take hold of my right hand and remind me that you are continually with me. Your word assures me that neither height nor depth nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate me from your loving presence. In your triumphant name, amen. And there's some Bible verses that go with it that I'll post in the comments as well. I'll do some post-production work as soon as we wrap up here. I want to acknowledge everyone who is watching. Kelly said
Hey,
hi
Donnie.
to Mindy.
Hey, Donnie,
Yes.
Let me say one last thing and then I got to run.
Okay.
And
Sure.
I'll leave it to you to wrap up. But we have a really exciting business plan and marketing plan to grow the Good Stuff family and to, I say we, I mean, it's Dawn's company, but to grow the viewership and to grow the kingdom is what the message of the kingdom. And so we're going to be presenting that to you all soon in the form of a letter or an email, or you'll get some messages from us. But we have a goal to raise a certain amount of investment money so that we can put those dollars to work to boost the Facebook messages and the YouTube subscriber base. And so it's really, really exciting. And I think everybody here knows Dawn, but Dawn at just go to thegoodstufffamily.com. You'll see the website, you'll see the contact info. And, if you know people who are looking to, invest in a good cause, believe in what the good stuff is, you'll have a chance to direct them to this. And with that, I got to go, but it's been great being here, and it's really fun to walk down memory lane, the good stuff and the hard stuff.
There you go. So here is the I'm gonna put the email up there. Thank you, Travi. I appreciate you
Bye, everybody.
so much. There it is.
Yep.
Have
Love
a
it.
great day. And everyone who is watching, Kelly, I see Kelly's watching, Jan's watching. Those two families already monthly invest in what we're trying to do. So we can tell literally, you guys, hundreds and hundreds of exclusive, heart gripping, soul exploding stories about people who are the good stuff rising up in the face of it. Authentic, real, genuine, vulnerable stories that uplift, encourage, and inspire. And that's why I celebrate each of you, because I know you each have a story. And I'm thanking you so much for spending extra time with us this morning. And we'll see you back here for this segment next Friday, but a few times during the week with our personality profiles of the good stuff people who are joining the family tree. All right. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend.